LeBron James says that he is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers, bringing the NBA's biggest offseason storyline to a close.
He told us it's about being happy. It's about playing with joy, all that stuff. It's about winning another championship.
LeBron kept having conversations with some of Philly's players.
How could you not have the attention when you have Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, and Embiid? Man, this is a love for the game decision. When you add a LeBron, everything changes.
Sixers have to win the championship. They put a bullseye on their back.
Yes, they are legit title contenders. Yes, they could win a championship this year.
I think LeBron probably looked at this and said, what's the best chance to win a championship?
I don't like him in Philly. God damn, that's like the circus.
The biggest question surrounding LeBron James' next move was finally answered, but the reason behind it was not what most people expected. For weeks, the NBA world was filled with theories, reports, and predictions about where LeBron would end up, with everyone trying to figure out the next chapter of his career. But when LeBron explained his choice of the Philadelphia 76ers, it became clear this decision was about much more than just a contract. It was not about chasing a bigger spotlight, increasing his brand, or simply following the money. This was about finding the right situation for the final stage of a legendary NBA journey. The decision involved basketball, legacy, and the way the organization itself matched what LeBron was looking for. When all those factors came together, Philadelphia started to look like the place that checked the most important boxes for what he still wanted to accomplish. And there is another major detail behind this move that many people have overlooked. But before getting there, you have to understand the level of attention LeBron's free agency created across the league. The second the possibility of him leaving Los Angeles became real, the entire NBA offseason shifted around one question: where would LeBron James play next? Every major move, every report, and every team decision was viewed through the lens of his future. Golden State became a major storyline because of the possibility of LeBron joining forces with Stephen Curry. Miami was connected to a potential reunion, Cleveland created emotional comeback speculation, and Minnesota also entered the conversation. Still, nobody had a clear answer, and that uncertainty only made the situation grow bigger. Then, Philadelphia made the move official with a 2-year deal, ending the months of speculation instantly. But the contract was never the most interesting part. The real question was why LeBron chose the 76ers instead of the other available contenders. And that explanation shows how much LeBron's priorities have changed after more than 20 decades in the NBA. With 4 championships, 4 MVP awards, and one of the greatest careers basketball has ever seen, LeBron is no longer approaching the game the same way he did earlier in his career. His goals have shifted, his mindset has evolved, and the type of roster he needs around him has changed. The same LeBron who carried Cleveland against the 73-win Warriors had to do everything possible every single night. He scored, created, defended, led the team, and carried an enormous physical burden because the Cavaliers relied on him constantly. But that kind of workload is impossible to maintain forever. LeBron has always understood the importance of protecting his body and extending his career, and that became a major part of this decision. That leads to another important piece of the situation, Jaylen Brown. While much of the focus around LeBron's move has been about star power, team building, and championship opportunities, Brown represents the type of complete player contenders value. As an elite two-way defender and a proven finals MVP, Jaylen Brown's rise has shown the NBA how valuable complete two-way players have become. His success has reinforced the idea that modern contenders need stars who can impact the game on both ends of the court. Even though Brown was not directly responsible for LeBron's decision, his growth represents the exact type of roster construction that today's superstars are looking for. A team needs players who can handle major responsibilities without leaving everything on one person's shoulders. That idea explains why LeBron focused so heavily on fit instead of simply chasing another situation where he had to do everything. At this point in his career, LeBron was not looking for another team to carry by himself. He wanted a team that could share that weight with him. The goal was simple: compete for another championship, but that required joining a roster already prepared to win. He needed teammates who could create offense, make plays, and control moments without needing him involved in every possession. He needed an organization built around winning, not one waiting for him to fix everything. That is what made Philadelphia such an appealing destination. The 76ers were not attractive because they convinced LeBron to come in and change everything. They were attractive because of the foundation that already existed before he arrived. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Jaylen Brown gave Philadelphia the type of core that could realistically compete. Brown's arrival from the Boston Celtics earlier that offseason, after becoming one of the league's top two-way players and an NBA Finals MVP, raised the team's potential even higher. His defense on the perimeter, physical scoring ability, transition game, and ability to guard elite wings meant LeBron would not have to handle those responsibilities every single night. For a player this late in his career, having that type of support system is extremely important. Philadelphia's front office also showed they were serious about winning now. They did not sit back and wait for the perfect opportunity. They made moves designed to compete immediately. LeBron was not joining a rebuilding situation. He was stepping into a team that already looked capable of making a championship run, believing he could be the final piece that completed it. That was the difference many people missed. LeBron already knows what it feels like to carry imperfect rosters deep into the postseason. He understands the physical and mental toll that comes with being responsible for everything. This time, the focus was on a different formula, one where the pressure was shared. Philadelphia gave him that chance, and Joel Embiid was a major reason why. The biggest thing that separates Embiid from so many other centers is the attention he demands whenever he touches the basketball. When he gets the ball in the post, defenses have no choice but to react. Double teams become necessary because of how much damage he can create inside. Those defensive rotations open opportunities across the court, and few players have been better than LeBron James at attacking a defense once it starts breaking down. But Embiid was only one part of the equation. Jaylen Brown creates problems in a completely different way. He does not need the ball every possession to make an impact. Brown can attack closeouts, run the floor, cut into open space, and finish through contact, giving Philadelphia another dangerous weapon alongside its stars.
When defenses collapse toward Embiid, Brown has the ability to attack those openings immediately. And when teams shift their focus toward Brown, that creates even more room for LeBron James to use his elite playmaking. If opponents decide to trap LeBron instead, Brown has already shown he can create his own offense against some of the best defenders in the league. That balance is what made Philadelphia's roster such an interesting fit. Embiid controlled the interior. Brown brought power, defense, and scoring from the wing. Maxey added speed, shot creation, and constant pressure on defenses. Instead of needing LeBron to carry every possession like he had done for so many years, the 76ers surrounded him with multiple players capable of taking over stretches of games. For once, LeBron was not expected to be the entire engine behind the system. He could step into a team that was already designed to compete. Another major reason Philadelphia made sense was Joel Embiid's impact on defense. People often focus on his scoring, but his ability to protect the rim could be just as valuable for LeBron. Having an MVP-level shot blocker behind him gives LeBron more freedom to attack offensively without always having to cover every defensive responsibility himself. That changes the entire equation. For most of his career, LeBron has been asked to be everything at once: the offensive leader, the playmaker, and sometimes the defensive anchor. That is a massive responsibility for anyone, especially this late in his career. Philadelphia offered a different setup. Embiid could control the paint defensively, allowing LeBron to save energy for the moments that matter most. And during the playoffs, managing that energy can decide whether a team keeps playing or goes home. But Embiid is not the only reason this roster fits. Tyrese Maxey gives Philadelphia another important championship ingredient: a player who can create offense independently. He can attack defenders, finish at the rim, push the pace, and generate points without needing LeBron to set up every single possession. That keeps the offense dangerous even when LeBron is not controlling the action. Then there is Jaylen Brown, whose role on this team could be one of the biggest factors. Brown is not just another all-star, he is one of the NBA's best two-way wings and a proven NBA Finals MVP. He gives Philadelphia a player who can score from the perimeter, attack closeouts, finish through contact, and defend elite forwards and wings. Those are responsibilities LeBron has carried for years. Now Brown can take on a large part of that workload, allowing LeBron to choose when to attack instead of battling through every possession. That is what makes this combination so difficult to deal with. Embiid controls the paint, Brown brings physical scoring and elite defense on the wing. Maxey creates speed, pressure, and offense against opposing guards. For the first time in years, LeBron doesn't have to be the first option every trip down the floor or guard every dangerous player on the other side. Instead, he can focus on what he does better than almost anyone: reading the game, finding weaknesses, and taking control when the biggest moments arrive. Brown's presence also creates another problem for defenses.
If teams collapse on Embiid, Brown can punish the rotations with his scoring ability. If they send extra defenders toward Brown, LeBron gets more space to create and becomes even more dangerous as a playmaker. If teams put all their attention on LeBron, Jaylen Brown has already shown he can take over stretches of games and create offense against elite competition. That is exactly what makes his presence so important for Philadelphia. The 76ers now have another proven star who can carry possessions and make an impact without needing LeBron to control everything. Then you add Tyrese Maxey into the mix and the defensive challenge becomes even harder. Opponents now have to worry about Embiid's dominance inside, Brown's two-way ability on the wing, Maxey's explosive scoring, and LeBron's unmatched understanding of the game. Trying to stop all of that at once is a nightmare for any defense. And that is the type of complete roster construction LeBron has been looking for at this point in his career. Philadelphia creates problems because every defensive choice comes with a consequence. If you send extra defenders at Joel Embiid, Maxey has the speed and quickness to attack the open floor. If you focus on slowing down Maxey, LeBron can immediately punish defenses with his vision and passing. And if you try to cover both of them, Jaylen Brown is waiting on the perimeter ready to attack. He is one of the league's most complete two-way players, capable of creating his own shot or taking advantage of a defense that is already scrambling. There is no simple solution. That is what makes this group so dangerous. Maxey brings explosive speed and constant pressure in transition. LeBron controls the game through his size, strength, and basketball IQ. Embiid demands attention inside before the defense can even settle. And Brown connects everything together with elite defense and scoring. As a proven NBA Finals MVP and two-way wing, Brown gives Philadelphia another player who can score at every level while taking on the toughest defensive assignments. Instead of LeBron carrying those responsibilities every night, Brown can handle a large portion of that workload and help keep LeBron fresh for the biggest moments. But championship teams are not built only on superstar names. Philadelphia also needed the pieces around them, and the depth became another important part of the equation. The 76ers now have another proven star who can carry possessions and make an impact without needing LeBron to control everything. Then you add Tyrese Maxey into the mix and the defensive challenge becomes even harder. Opponents now have to worry about Embiid's dominance inside, Brown's two-way ability on the wing, Maxey's explosive scoring, and LeBron's unmatched understanding of the game. Trying to stop all of that at once is a nightmare for any defense. And that is the type of complete roster construction LeBron has been looking for at this point in his career. Philadelphia creates problems because every defensive choice comes with a consequence. If you send extra defenders at Joel Embiid, Maxey has the speed and quickness to attack the open floor. If you focus on slowing down Maxey, LeBron can immediately punish defenses with his vision and passing. And if you try to cover both of them, Jaylen Brown is waiting on the perimeter ready to attack. He is one of the league's most complete two-way players, capable of creating his own shot or taking advantage of a defense that is already scrambling. There is no simple solution. That is what makes this group so dangerous. Maxey brings explosive speed and constant pressure in transition. LeBron controls the game through his size, strength, and basketball IQ. Embiid demands attention inside before the defense can even settle. And Brown connects everything together with elite defense and scoring. As a proven NBA Finals MVP and two-way wing, Brown gives Philadelphia another player who can score at every level while taking on the toughest defensive assignments. Instead of LeBron carrying those responsibilities every night,
Brown can handle a large portion of that workload and help keep LeBron fresh for the biggest moments. But championship teams are not built only on superstar names. Philadelphia also needed the pieces around them, and the depth became another important part of the equation. The 76ers now have another proven star who can carry possessions and make an impact without needing LeBron to control everything.
Embiid, Brown, and Maxey all fit that style, making Philadelphia much harder to predict than a team built around one creator. The LeBron James Philadelphia is getting is not the player who needs to score 30 points every night to prove his value. LeBron James may score less and have a smaller role offensively, but his impact can remain just as powerful. With Joel Embiid controlling the paint, Tyrese Maxey creating pressure, and Jaylen Brown providing elite two-way play, LeBron no longer has to carry every possession. He can become the veteran leader who controls games with his decision-making, passing, and experience, while saving his energy for the biggest moments. That is where Brown becomes even more valuable, because he can take over stretches offensively and defend the opponent's best players, allowing LeBron to stay fresh for playoff battles. Compared to the other teams connected with LeBron, Philadelphia offered one of the most complete championship situations. The idea of LeBron teaming up with Stephen Curry in Golden State was exciting, but reports suggested the financial challenges could have forced major roster sacrifices. LeBron was looking for championships, not just headlines. Miami offered the emotional connection of returning to where he won 2 titles, but memories alone do not create another championship. Philadelphia already had the pieces in place. Embiid was an MVP-level star, Maxey had become one of the league's most explosive young guards, and Jaylen Brown raised the team's ceiling with his championship experience, Finals MVP honor, scoring ability, and elite defense. LeBron was not joining a team that needed saving. He was joining a contender that needed one final piece. The 76ers showed him a roster ready to compete immediately, not a future project. That urgency mattered because LeBron understands how quickly championship windows can disappear. His value goes beyond statistics because his leadership and experience can elevate the players around him. Embiid is still chasing his first championship. Maxey continues developing into a star, and Brown already knows what it takes to finish the job after winning a title and earning Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown brings something LeBron James cannot create by himself, first-hand championship experience from a different perspective. Instead of LeBron being the only proven winner in the locker room, Brown gives Philadelphia another voice that understands the pressure of the biggest moments. That kind of leadership goes beyond statistics. LeBron knows how to handle deep playoff runs, while Brown has already experienced the intensity of winning at the highest level. Together, they give the 76ers 2 players capable of setting the tone in practices, film sessions, and pressure situations. For younger players like Tyrese Maxey, learning alongside 2 champions can be extremely valuable. Embiid also gains veteran leadership without losing the star talent around him. With Brown taking on tough defensive assignments and creating offense, LeBron can focus on controlling the game and staying fresh for the moments that decide playoff series. That balance is exactly what championship teams try to build. LeBron brings decades of knowledge, preparation, and experience from navigating long seasons and championship runs. But Brown brings his own championship mindset as an NBA champion and Finals MVP. Together, they create a locker room built around multiple proven winners instead of relying on one leader.
Once the move became official, many around the NBA viewed Philadelphia as a major threat in the Eastern Conference. The reason was clear. Embiid's dominance inside, Maxey's explosive offense, Brown's two-way ability, and LeBron's basketball IQ create problems that few teams can solve. Brown is not just another star on the roster. He is the player who connects everything by defending elite wings, creating his own offense, and making an impact without needing constant touches. Of course, questions about LeBron's age and durability remain, but that is exactly why Brown matters so much. He can handle difficult defensive matchups, take pressure offensively, and reduce the workload LeBron carries throughout the season. Instead of needing LeBron to control everything, Philadelphia can save him for the biggest playoff moments. And once this roster came together, the Eastern Conference had a new challenge. Teams are no longer preparing for one superstar or two. They now have to deal with Embiid's inside presence, Maxey's speed, Brown's complete two-way game, and LeBron's elite decision-making all at once. The legacy factor is another major part of LeBron James's decision. Winning a 5th NBA championship would add another historic achievement to his career, and doing it with Philadelphia would mean winning titles with 4 different franchises. LeBron has always understood the importance of his place in basketball history, and his biggest career decisions have reflected that pursuit. Jaylen Brown plays a huge role in that goal, because LeBron no longer has to carry the entire burden alone. Jaylen Brown's championship experience, playoff success, and ability to impact the game on both ends give LeBron another proven star who can share the pressure when the biggest moments arrive. Then there is Philadelphia itself. The 76ers have not won the Larry O'Brien Trophy since 1983, and the city has spent decades watching talented teams fall short. Now, with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and LeBron leading the way, Philadelphia has built one of its strongest championship groups in years. Whether it ends with another banner is still unknown, but Brown's addition completely changed the way people view this roster. The 76ers are no longer just a contender, they look like a team built to seriously challenge for a championship. This is not only about adding LeBron James, it's about creating a complete formula. Embiid's dominance inside, Maxey's explosive offense, Brown's elite two-way ability and championship experience, and LeBron's leadership and basketball IQ. Together, they give Philadelphia a roster designed to compete immediately. For LeBron, this move was never about creating the biggest headlines. Golden State offered the superstar pairing with Stephen Curry, and Miami offered the emotional return. But Philadelphia provided something different. A complete roster, a team ready to win now, and a real opportunity to chase another championship while adding another chapter to his legacy. If this group reaches its full potential, this could become the defining final chapter of LeBron James's career, and Jaylen Brown could end up being the piece that helped make it happen.